myself Oblesh Ammar, studying in second sem MCom, Department of PG Studies in Commerce, Government First Grade College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Sira. So, subject is Advanced Financial Management. My topic is Corporate Governance and Financial Performance. So, let's begin. Now, introduction of corporate governance. Corporate governance is the process and structure used to direct and manage the business and affairs of the companies towards enhancing business prosperity and corporate accountability with the ultimate objective of realizing long-term shareholders value and taking into account the interest of the other stakeholders. So this is the introduction about the corporate governance. And then what is corporate governance? Now, corporate governance is the system of rules, practice and process by which your company is directed and controlled. Corporate governance essentially involves balancing the interest of a company's many stakeholders, which can include shareholders, senior management, customers, suppliers, lender, the government, and the community. So this called corporate governance. It includes all rules and regulations set up by the higher authority is called corporate governance. And next, corporate governance and the board of directors. The board of directors is the primary director stakeholders influencing corporate governance. Directors are elected by shareholders or appointed by other board members. The under charged with representing the interest of the company's shareholders. The board is tasked with making important decisions such as a corporate officer appointment, executive compensation and dividend policy. So it is the relationship between the corporate governance and board of directors. And then what are the features of corporate governance? Now look at one by one. First one, board of directors, responsible for setting company's strategies, overseeing management and ensuring a accountability of shareholders. So this is the one of the feature of corporate governance. And second one, shareholders rights. So protecting the rights of shareholders, including voting rights and access to information. So this is the right of the shareholders. And third one, transparency, providing clear accurate financial report and disclosure to shareholders. Some ideas and some information is transparency of any organization, because of it can see the any stakeholders and shareholders. And fourth one, ethical behavior, promoting ethical conduct and integrity throughout the organization. This is one of the feature of corporate governance. And fifth one, compliance, ensuring compliance laws, regulations and corporate policies. This includes any constitution law about the corporate governance. And sixth one, audit and internal control, establishing independent audits and internal control mechanism to safeguard assets and ensuring accuracy of financial reporting. So audit means it includes the all over performance or financial performance and internal control it can establish yearly. So now, why is corporate governance important? Corporate governance is important because it creates system of rules and practices that determines how a companies operate and how it's aligns with the interest of all stakeholders. Uh, the good corporate governance or ethical business practices which leads financial viability in term that can attract investors because of any organization main objective is attract the investors and increasing the investment. So this is the one of the important because of corporate governance is um, wide offers to investors to invest their companies and administrations. Now, what are the principle of corporate governance? Because of yeah, every organization and institutions, uh, principles and ethics are very important. Now, corporate governance also including first one, fairness. The board of directors must trust shareholders because of shareholders are the owner of the organization or any uh, companies or institutions, um, and employs vendors and community fairly and with equal considerations because any um, discriminations are not including because of fairness is the including fairly and transparent informations to shareholders. And second one, transparency. So the board should provide timely, accurate and clear information about such things as financial performance, conflict of interest and risks to shareholders and other stakeholders. Some information is usually transparency because of the purpose of the investment activities. And the third one, risk management. In every way risk is there and how to control and manage is important. Now, risk management, the board and management must determine risks of all kinds and how best to control them. This is important because of every institutions and organizations know the conflict or risks and majorly impact the how to control and how to manage is important. And they must act and those recommendations to manage risk and inform all relevant practices about the existing and status of risk. Fourth one, responsibility. The board is responsible for the oversight of corporate matters and management activities. It must be aware of the and support the successful ongoing performance of the company. Part of its responsibility is to recruit and hire a CEO. It must act in the best interest of company and its investors. Responsibility is a major impact any organization or any corporate governance or any institutions because of how can responsible and who can responsible any particular organization is most important. Fifth one, accountability. The board must explain the purpose of a compliance activities and the result of its conduct. It and company leadership are accountable for the assessment of a company's capacity, potential, and performance. It must communicate issues of important shareholders. So, accountability is one of the features of the uh, corporate governance. So, these are all the features of corporate governance. And next, financial performance of governments or corporate governance. The financial performance of company influenced by its corporate governance. Because of corporate governance, the administrations are everywhere, and how to control, how to manage is important. Now, corporate governance can vary depending on several factors. However, strong corporate governance is generally associated with several positive financial outcomes, including um, because of financial performance is very uh, important and higher impact on the every organizations in this corporate governance. First one, higher stock prices. Companies with good governance practices often experience higher stock price as investors pre-receive them as less risk and more transparent. It is basically every shareholders wants this higher stock prices. And second one, lower cost of capital. Effective governments can lead to improve credit rating and reduce borrowing cost of the company. So majorly every organization or institutions want this. Financial profitability. Transparent and ethical behavior can lead to increases trust among stakeholders, resulting in better business relationship, which can positively impact profitability. So financial profitability is uh, majorly impact financial performance about corporate governments. And fourth one, reducing agency cost. Oh, because of good governance mechanism can mitigate agency conflict between the management and shareholders, leading to more effective operations and resource allocations. Because of any agencies or brokers are not including this corporate governance. And fifth one, increased access to capital. Companies with strong governance structure may find it easier to attract investment capital as investors have confidence in the management ability to protect their investment and interest or interest. Because of every investors want this how to protect our investment and how to increase our interest. Though basically every uh, investors can do that in a good way of investment. And sixth one, improved operational performance. Government's practices such as effective risk management and strategic decision making can lead to improved operational efficiency and performance. So good performance are uh, majorly impact the any organizations or corporate governance. Seventh one, long-term sustainability. Companies with a focus on sustainable governance practices are better positioned to adapt to changing market conditions and regulation environment, ensuring long-term viability. Because of long-term sustainability impact corporate governance, because of the how to market conditions are changed, environment are changed, it is also majorly impact. So these are the financial performance of corporate governments. I think understand you. Conclusion. Overall, while it's challenging to quantify the direct financial impact of corporate governments, there's sample evidence to suggest that good governance practice are correlated with positive financial outcomes over the long term. So this information, including that corporate governments, I think hope you everyone understand this topic. So thank you, sir, giving this opportunity.